Currently, it's currently 3-4 or 3-6 or 3-8-24, roughly 10:04. I was making a video before it got cut off. That usually when somebody takes a pact, when you watch the movies anyway of the old days, especially when it's a negative force, those who are a part of systematic oppression or racism, however you want to call it, they make a pact that you can't speak out if you're of that culture or of that movement against those who are of your hue and such things, which is hilarious because it's like, well, the other side isn't honoring their pact because you are in the pot with the rest of the motherfuckers, which they understand that the elite sell out the elite. That was a pump fake. Like I said, the orders aren't given by man, it's through otherworldly beings, which we call gods. So it's not, in a lot of the video, they're operating on outdated data or protocol or software. Need to be upgraded. That which gave you power is now moving. It was really a pump fake. When you read the book of Yasher, what was his name? Mestame? One of the gods asked the Lord I knew, or the Lord, just to keep him here, that he may help to carry out his judgment. For if it also asked that a tenth of the fallen may stay with them, rather either do physical and or spiritual. They're highly evolved beings to help carry out the oppression on man. What was that? Yeah, sure. I forgot what book it was. You can Google that. But yeah, exactly. It's somewhere in my notes. Just wrote down last Sabbath. And see, you gotta take that spirit or that fake devil shit and put it in. Now that you read the Lost Book of Enki or 12th Planet by Zechariah Stitchin or Chariots of the Gods, I mean, any one of his, Mr. Stitchin's 6 books plus, or just the Chariots of the Gods, the Pleiadian Agenda, many books talk about, the Maid Code, it talks about who they really get their orders from. But that's what I was saying, so a lot of people of that hue who aren't living good, like I said, most of them still working, slaving and shit. And I'm like, if this is what I gotta oppress you for just to achieve this, it gotta be another way, unless you're saying that which you're oppressing is just naturally better than you, and you gotta do it just to even have a regular job. Oh shit! I gotta oppress you just so I can live a mediocre life, because you being your natural talent, being your natural God self, you're gonna naturally surpass me. But this is what I was saying, even those who take a pact are kind of stupid because they're in the same melting pot. Like the water's killing you, the food's killing you, the air's killing you, the medicine, COVID, the vaccines now give you cancer cells and destroying, I put that link in my video, destroying your organs and shit. So it's like, I took a pact, but I don't get to reap any of the benefits. I basically in the lottery, like all the other races besides that one race, to potentially get there, but it's a good chance that I'll never get to that level of financial security and economic stability, and I'll continue to suffer with others. But now you're getting to the point where beings like myself is of that hue. It's like, fuck everybody else. Really, it's like, fuck motherfuckers of my own hue that's not even doing anything. So damn sure ain't gonna ride for you if a war were to break out. So exactly, another country can blow. See, exactly, wars they're comfortable for nations that don't have them. See how Israel all hype about going over to Palestine and doing all that. But see how hype. But see, the reason why they're hype is because an act of war, which they on top of it, exactly. See, as long as they were the beneficiaries of it since 1938, I believe. They were harassing the Palestinians inside of Israel's gates. Even though I'm not, exactly, I'm like, let's say other video, fuck everybody, because everybody do the same shit. Now reports that Hamas, which I could have told you in evidence, that's why war is so detestable and not supposed to be done. And since Netanyahu, however his name is saying, well, the Bible, since we're going to quote the Bible and quote Amalek, well, doesn't Moses give a protocol for how to go to war and the evils to keep away from? I'm pretty sure Israelis were over there raping Palestinians. So this is what comes with war, but normally it's the side that doesn't have the war happening on their land that's so okay with the war or can tolerate the war. But see what happens when they bomb, when one day of a bomb, not even a day, an hour or 2 hours of that day, they got bombed on their land. Now it's okay to destroy a whole people because they fear that their land will be destroyed, and etc., etc. So that's why I said you're tough right now, but at least America anyway, you got a lot of nations that don't like you. And really, that's what the whole war, see, Kim Jong-un and trying to suppress other nations from getting nuclear power so they can get on one of the videos said so they can simply defend themselves. Now it's like exactly somebody that commits a crime, they're now worried. Either person may not be worried about it, but because of the evil acts that they committed, they're now worried and paranoid that that nation is going to come back and retaliate. So that's what the wars are really about, trying to make sure that you and your allies stay on top, and the enemies of you and your allies are able to progress, which seems to be systematic oppression. So as a black man speaking out against that shit is quite what you call it, a contradiction or whatever you want to say, because it's like you're fighting for those who, like even the Palestinians, they not worried about black oppression. So for you to speak up for somebody else that ain't going to speak up for you, and not to mention fighting for a country that is not going to been doing similar activities to you, is quite stupid and kind of selloutish. But then when you have your own views and your own problems on the table, you don't do anything. Like I said, all the black people that's protesting for Palestine, when you go to Dr. Rashad Ritchie's show, I just got, just in the past 2 days alone, you got 3 incidents where cops just killed or did some crazy shit. One John Bull did a no-knock, didn't announce himself, walked up in Bull house. He said, "Freeze, Bull," like, what the fuck? And shot Bull in the chest. Other John Bull was simply shoplifting. I ran out through the back. Ran out through the back and hopped in his car. And posing no threat, the cop emptied like 5 shots at his car as he was fleeing away. Another John, you got in Philly, you got cops harassing. It's like, it's quite retarded that you'll fight for all this shit that's going on in other countries that ain't got shit to do with you. Not to mention a lot of Arab countries, especially Saudi Arabia, treat blacks like shit and even have black slaves, or exactly come over there on a visa and they take away their visa and make them slaves, probably even raping them, since you're so worried about rape. Got your own women over there serving as slaves and can't get out of the country because they came over there on the false promise of a work visa or education visa, and now trapped there on some bullshit, and now basically in slavery. They even had videos like going back to 2008 where they was like beating the shit out of black women. Like I said, all the video, continue to spit in blacks' face. During the whole Iraqi war, you heard all this shit about Iraqis being liberated. Not one time did you hear one black family or woman being liberated from her current situation. So it's quite funny how when those who are benefiting from the war and don't have it on their property are so accepted to it, but as soon as you were to commit one act, now they're trying to commit a whole genocide over one act. And the crazy part is, they're like the systematic racists of America and shit. They've been doing that shit since 1938 to the Palestinians, and you got documented evidence from documentaries on YouTube over the past, at least the past 2 or 3 decades, showing the inhumane, as the Israelites are trying, or the Israelis are trying to say that was being done to them. The reason why they're trying to wipe away Palestinians, they have a whole history of doing this. But like I said, humans in general is nasty. I'm not saying the Palestinians are righteous, etc., etc., but it's showing you how can Beelzebub cast out Beelzebub. Both sides are basically wicked, and showing if the rape accusation is true, it's showing the reason why they just don't want it to be done by other people, but they have no problem doing it to other people. So really, it's like a child thing. It's like back in preschool when both kids would hit each other, but then one kid tried to say, "Oh, he hit me first. It don't matter." It's like both sides are equally wicked, but then they're trying to protest against the other side and then try to put in this disguise as though they're the righteous ones and they're the wicked ones. When basically, all these motherfuckers are wicked. No matter what nation, no matter what hue, even in the Hamitic countries, same shit goes on. So that's why I say, fuck everybody. If it ain't for the Torah, laws of attraction, fuck you and your fucking children. Return to Dark Side of Kendor.